Our project is on morality. Morality varies from person to person, but how would you define morality? Google's definition of morality is principles concerning the distinction between right and wrong and good or bad behavior. But what is considered good behavior? People who you are surrounded by, like your parents, teachers, and society, are the ones who tell you what you should and shouldn't do. But other countries have different morals, like how in America 84% of the population think that cheating on your husband or wife is morally unacceptable, but in France 47% of the population find it immoral. So how is something considered to be immoral? When we are born, do our morals match the ones we find moral now? Do instincts tell us to be what society considers evil? I sent Cooper to ask people to see if they think that we were born with morals or if we start our lives out by being selfish.
So, Morgan, you had Mrs. Carlson's class, right?
I did.
All right. So, in your class, after you read Lord of the Flies, because you guys talked about morals, right?
Yeah.
And so, what did your class decide on? Like, are you born with morals, or do you gain them when you grow up?
Gosh, this was forever ago, it feels like. Majority in my class definitely talked about how morals are more of a learned thing. And less of a, you pop out of the womb and boom, morals and values. It was more of a, you learn and you grow through trial and error with them. Yeah, that's what we talked about.
All right, and then do you believe in the Indian morals of like the two wolves living inside of you and the eternal battle of good versus evil, and that decides your morals? Or are you sticking with your answer that you learn your morals throughout your life instead of being born with them?
Personally, I'm sticking with the answer of you learn your morals and values, but I think the beliefs of being born with them and having this kind of inner conflict is something that's good to believe in for those who don't know what to believe in. I think it's a good middle ground, and I think if I did more research on the whole belief system of morals and values and being born with them and like inheriting them, then maybe I could believe in them. But I think they're more, personally, I think they're more learned and grow from experience rather than born from.
All right, and then final question.
Uh-huh.
When you guys did read Lord of the Flies, what morals did you notice in the book that the boys could have inherited either through their internal battle with the wolves or growing up in England?
Oh gosh, you realize I had this class like 3 years ago now? I haven't touched Lord of the Flies since. I did not like that book, and you could put that in the podcast.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's just stuff like that where, like, Lord of the Flies does have a good kind of structure of morals and values in young kids, and, like, how quickly it all goes out the window when you're still learning and growing. Because at that point, you're deciding who you are as your own person.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're on an island full of a bunch of other kids of varying ages, and they also don't know what to do. So it's all structure that you once had with your morals and values gets very lost, is how I would describe that and what happened with them on the island.
All right.
If that answers your question.
That's good. All right. Thank you for your time, Morgan.
Sure thing, Coop.
Bauer, what is morality?
It's like morality is like your morals and why you do the things you do.
Yeah, okay, but now I'm going to ask you. So, in Miss Carlson's class, after reading Lord of the Flies, and I won't spoil the book, after reading that book, we have a discussion about morals and whether we are born with them or we gain them throughout our life. Which one do you think it is?
I think it's you acquire your morals throughout life, because when you're born, you're kind of just there and you don't know what you're there for. But when you go through life, you discover what you want to do and why you want to do it.
And then, so in The Lord of the Flies, I'm not gonna say anything of the big plot points, right? But do you think any of the boys' morals change throughout the book when there's no parental figures or adults to guide them and tell them what's right or wrong? Do you think any of their morals change throughout the book?
I would say so. Without any guidelines, they don't know what's right and what's wrong, so they just kind of do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think morals change when when you lose like a parental figure or someone who helps you through your life?
I think yes, just because you no longer have someone to tell you right from wrong, so you kind of just do what your best interest is.
I think morality is a big topic in like a lot of superhero movies or just movies in general.
Yeah, like great power comes with great responsibility and stuff like that.
Or like Batman movies, like choosing right from wrong.
Yeah, and what is right and wrong.
Yeah, and like, because it's also like, it also looks at like, what is like true justice in Batman movies? Like, how do you go about punishing someone?
Yeah, and I think that with morality as a topic, people are kind of fascinated by it because there's so many different ways people are taught things that some people think are wrong, but some people don't see any wrong in it. And I think it's interesting just how diverse people's morals can be.
And that goes with our main book of Lord of the Flies, where it's like some people's morals didn't change and they were still doing like good things or like semi-good things, because I don't know. But then other people fell into like disorder and chaos and just started killing people, like Roger or Jack.
Like they needed someone to lead them because they weren't fully taught.
And I think when the boys lost someone older than them to teach them what's right from wrong, that's when they started losing their morals.
Yep.
And that's like, when you lose morals, then I don't know, you become less of a human.
Yeah, because morals are what makes us humans. What we believe in makes us human.
Because it's like what you decide on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's wrap.
Yeah. So we think that morals are good, that everyone needs them because it is guidelines in our life. And we believe that you aren't born with morals, but you are taught them slowly. And with the people we've interviewed, they all tend to think the same. So